So the points at the end of session 4. Team Ipswich 961, St Felix 533, West Suffolk 493. I might need to start again. West Suffolk 493, Newmarket 314, Stowmarket 270, Deben 156, Team Waveney 105, Leiston 80, Hadley 50, and Felixstowe 27. Good afternoon, everybody. Similar to this morning, we have a very special announcement and award this afternoon. And the award will be given by County President Podge and Paul Kendall, the East Region President. This is an Honorary Life President Award. This honour has only been awarded 6 times in the history of the county, and we're delighted to present this to a second swimmer for their performance on the world stage. This swimmer is a member of Team Waveney. The winner of this award was part of the S14 freestyle mixed relay team at the 2020 Tokyo Paralympics, which won gold and also broke the world record. He also became one of the youngest people to receive an MBE for services to swimming in the New Year's honour list. The county is delighted to gift this honour to Jordan Catchpole, MBE. Please welcome him in. Huge congratulations to Jordan. Good afternoon. We are going to start with event 501, the girls 100 metres breaststroke. This will be swum in 12 heats. Over to you, referee. In lane 2, Sophie Knight from Hadley. In lane 3, Gracie Reid from Team Waveney. Lane 4, Violet Freezer from Team Ipswich. Lane 5, Isla Mason from Stowmarket. And lane 6, Caitlin Millen from Stowmarket. So all the girls made a really positive start. So Gracie Reid in lane 3 from Team Waveney. She and Violet Freezer just leading the other three. So Gracie and Violet turn at halfway point. So they're still swimming neck and neck down this third length. So nothing between first and second, also for third place as well in lane 5 and 6. So it's Violet from Team Ipswich in lane 4, turning just ahead of Gracie. It's going to be a real race down to the finish. Also still swimming through well as Stowmarket's Isla in lane 5. And it's Gracie who's just has a very small lead here. Looks like she's maybe going to just come out ahead in this heat. So Gracie Reid in lane 3 from Team Waveney, just going to touch ahead of Violet from Team Ipswich in lane 4. Well done, girls. We move on to heat 2 of the girls' 100 metres breaststroke. In lane 1 from Team Ipswich, Maggie Marshall. In lane 2, also from Team Ipswich, Iolanthe Alty. In lane 3, Casey Hopewell Campion from Newmarket. Lane 4, Abigail McWatty from West Suffolk. In lane 5, Francesca Thompson from Team Waveney. In lane 6, Isabella Bryan from Team Ipswich. In lane 7, Malice Jacquet from Felixstowe. In lane 8, India Clement from West Suffolk. And it's lane 8, India Clement, who turns first. So not much between lane 3 with Casey from Newmarket and lane 8 with India. Also coming through strongly in lane 4 is Francesca Thompson from Team Waveney. So it's going to be Francesca in lane 5 and India in lane 8 who turn first. Now a good set of turns from lane 5 and lane 8. As we come down to the final length, it's just India who's just got a slight lead in lane 8 from Francesca in lane 5. Nothing to choose for third place. So Francesca swimming strongly down this final length in lane 5, just starting to edge away from India. It's going to be very close, but I think Francesca's just going to get it just ahead of India in lane 8, and really close for 3rd place. We now move to heat 3 of the girls' 100 metres breaststroke. In lane 1, Gussie Radden-Knight from Newmarket. Lane 2, Poppy Moore from West Suffolk. Lane 3, Amelia Rowe from West Suffolk. Lane 4, Evie Sinclair from Deben. Lane 5, Isla Coakley from Team Ipswich. Lane 6, Sophie Merton from Team Ipswich. Lane 7, Amelia Armstrong from Stowmarket. And Lane 8, Polly Ruddle from Team Ipswich. The end of the first length, it's Gussie Radden-Knight in lane 1 from Newmarket. Swimming really strongly, got a little bit of a lead on Eve Sinclair from Deben in lane 4. So it's Gussie in lane 1, who's just going to turn the same time as Eve in lane 4. Those two turn ahead of the rest of the field. In 3rd place, nothing to choose between lanes 3, 5 and 6. So lane 1 and lane 4 still neck and neck. We come time to the end of the 3rd length, turning for home. Really close, still Gussie Radden-Knight from Newmarket in lane 1. It's the red cap of the Newmarket swimmer in lane 1. Trying to hold off Eve Sinclair in lane 4 from Deben, who's coming through really strongly. Going to be really close. I think Eve has just started to move ahead. I think she's just going to take this heat. So it's Eve Sinclair from Deben in 1st. Gussie Radden-Knight from Newmarket in lane 1 in 2nd. And lane 5, it's Isla Coakley from Team Ipswich. Now move to heat 4 of the girls' 100 metres breaststroke. In lane 1 we have Felicity Morris from Leiston. Lane 2, Charlotte Catchpole from Leiston. Lane 3, Eden Benyon from Mildenhall. Lane 4, Izzy Gebhardt from Team Ipswich. Lane 5, Nina Allen from Newmarket. Lane 6, Emma Lovegrove from Mildenhall. And lane 7, Brooke Copping from West Suffolk. And turning first in lane 2 and lane 7, it's Charlotte Catchpole from Leiston and Brooke Copping from West Suffolk. Also coming through strongly is Emma Lovegrove from Mildenhall. Nothing between lanes 2, 3, 5 and 6 as they come down to halfway stage. It's just Newmarket's Nina Allen who's just going to turn first. So Nina has a good strong turn. Just ahead of lane 6 is Emma Lovegrove from Mildenhall. And in lane 3, Eden Benyon from Mildenhall. So it's Nina that turns first, just ahead of Felicity Morris in lane 1 from Leiston. So lane 1, Felicity Morris is swinging really well. Can she catch Nina Allen from Newmarket in lane 5? Looks like it's going to be Nina is going to take this heat. Very close for third. Felicity Morris is going to come in second place. This is heat 5 of the girls' 100 metres breaststroke. In lane 1 we have Liberty Morris from Leiston. Lane 2, Francesca Barber from Stowmarket. Lane 3, Alice Stewart from West Suffolk. Lane 4, Charlotte Kelly from Team Ipswich. In lane 5, Layla Dowland from Leiston. Lane 6, Charlotte Luckett from Team Waveney. Lane 7, Amelia Lewis from Team Ipswich. And lane 8, Samantha Martellino from Newmarket. So turning early is lane 7. It's Amelia Lewis from Team Ipswich. Being chased in lane 4 by her teammate Charlotte Kelly. Also going well down in lane 2 from Stowmarket, Francesca Barber. But it's going to be Amelia Lewis in lane 7 that turns first. A strong turn there from Charlotte in lane 4. And then Charlotte Luckett in Team Wave in lane 6 and Amelia Lewis in lane 7. All the teams starting to close in. Layla Dowland from Leiston also starting to catch the leaders. So if we turn for home, there's nothing between lane 6 and 7. Charlotte Kelly swimming strongly in lane 4. Amelia Lewis still fighting hard for that first place in this heat. As they come in, it's going to be Amelia, I think, is just going to take it ahead of her teammate. It's Amelia and Francesca Barber in second place from Stowmarket. Wow, she did that. We have disqualification to announce, 2 disqualifications. Event 501, heat number 2, lanes 3 and lanes 4 for technical infractions. We now move on to heat 6 of the girls' 100 metres breaststroke. In lane 1, Eva Howlett from Team Waveney. In lane 2, also from Team Waveney, Maya Thompson. Lane 3, Erin Uttridge from Team Ipswich. Lane 4, Grace Mutton from Team Ipswich. In lane 5, Erin Barber from Newmarket. In lane 6, Jemima Lashmar from Team Ipswich. Also from Team Ipswich in lane 7, Lottie Hitchcock. And in lane 8, Nicole Pedderty from Team Ipswich. Nothing to choose between lanes 4, 5 and 7. So in lane 7, Lottie Hitchcock, she's just going to turn first ahead of lane 4, Grace Martin and Erin Barber from Newmarket in lane 5. So it's Lottie in lane 7 who's setting the pace here for the others to chase down. She's still holding a slender lead against Grace in lane 4 and Erin in lane 5. So Lottie turns for home in lane 7. She's extended her lead against the rest of the field. But Team Ipswich, Grace Barber finishing really strongly, as is Newmarket's Erin Barber. But Lottie Hitchcock from Team Ipswich, lane 7 is going to take this heat. Just ahead of Grace Barber, her teammate from Team Ipswich, and then Erin Barber from Newmarket. We move on to heat 7 of the girls' 100 metres breaststroke. In lane 1 we have Beth Crawley from Team Ipswich. In lane 2 Eloise Manton from West Suffolk. Lane 3 Ella Deaton from Newmarket. Lane 4 Isabel Moore from West Suffolk. Lane 5 Grace Robinson from St Felix. Lane 6 Flo Davis from Deben. Lane 7 Lily Steele from Team Ipswich. And lane 8 Imogen Ball from Team Waveney. Nothing between, all really close. At the moment it's Beth Crawley in lane 1 from Team Ipswich, who's got a slender lead from the rest of them. So close, lane 1 to 6. Nothing between any of them. So it's Beth Crawley who's going to turn first. Hotly pursued by 5 other swimmers. So Beth still holding a very slender lead, coming through well in lane 5 and lane 6. It's Grace Robinson, St Felix. Flo Davis from Deben. But it's Beth who turns first for home. She's extended her lead for the rest of the field. So Beth still holding the rest of the field off here. Really tight for second place. Nothing between them all, but it's going to be Beth who brings this home. Coming through from West Suffolk in lane 4 is Isabel Moore. It's going to be really tight for second place. And in lane 4, Isabel Moore touches for second, and Grace Robinson from St Felix in third in lane 5. We now move on to heat 8, the girls' 100 metres breaststroke. In lane 1, Rebecca Brown from Stowmarket. Lane 2, Elsie Pooley from West Suffolk. Lane 3, Adria Radden-Knight from Newmarket. Lane 4, Amelia Saunders from Leiston. Lane 5, Rose Romanas from Team Ipswich. Lane 6, Darcy Gladwell from Team Ipswich. Lane 7, Emma Arnold from Hadley. And lane 8, Beatrice Sapansky from West Suffolk. So it's Adria Radden-Knight and Amelia Saunders setting the early pace. So Newmarket's Adria is going to just touch ahead the rest of the field. Really tight between all of them. In lane 6, Darcy Gladwell starting just pull ahead alongside Rose Romanis, both from Team Ipswich. So it's the Team Ipswich swimmers who turned first, with Elsie Pooley in West Suffolk. Lane 2 also racing well. So Darcy Gladwell in lane 6, who's going to come home in first with that, followed closely behind by Rose Romanis. We move on to heat 9 of the girls' 100 metres breaststroke. In lane 1 we have Kira Broad from West Suffolk. Lane 2, Katie Stebbings from Stowmarket. In lane 3, Holly Ridgeon from Leiston. Lane 4, Annabelle Nichols, also from Leiston. Lane 5, Megan Barker from West Suffolk. Lane 6, Kira Turner from Team Waveney. Lane 7, Amelia Johnson from St Felix. And lane 8, Chloe Knight from Hadley. So again, another tight heat. Nothing in it between so many swimmers. And at the turn, it's Leiston's Annabelle Nichols who turns first. Also going well in lane 7, Amelia Johnson from St Felix. So lanes 4, 5 and 7. Setting the pace here. So Amelia Johnson turns first, just ahead of Annabelle Nichols. So Amelia's in lane 7, still holding a very slender lead, being chased down. I think Amelia is going to get this ahead of Annabelle Nichols from Leiston in lane 4. We now move to heat 10 of the girls' 100 metres breaststroke. In lane 1 we have Georgia Denham from Hadley. Lane 2, Elizabeth Wright from West Suffolk. In lane 3, Clementine Lovell from Team Ipswich. Lane 4, Natalie Sanford from St Felix. Lane 5, Tess Wesley from Newmarket. Lane 6, Imogen Gotch from West Suffolk. Lane 7, Keris Williams from West Suffolk. And lane 8, Amber Ridgeon from Leiston. So it's Natalie Sanford who's setting the pace very well to chase here. In lane 4, also going well in lane 7 is Keris Williams from West Suffolk. So Natalie turns first, followed by lane 7, and then lane 3, which is Clementine Lovell from Team Ipswich. Another really strong turn there, and Natalie starting to stretch ahead. So Natalie still holding first place, followed by lane 7, Keris Williams from West Suffolk. Also coming through really strongly in lane 3 is Clementine Lovell from Team Ipswich. She's coming back really strongly. Natalie's going to take first place. Really close for second, but I think actually Clementine Lovell's just going to edge out. This is heat 11 of the girls' 100 metres breaststroke. In lane 1 we have Ellie Burwood from St Felix. In lane 2, Emily Cutting from West Suffolk. Lane 3, Lily Bemmer from Deben. Lane 4, Charlotte White from West Suffolk. Lane 5, Ellen Duffield from Team Ipswich. Lane 6, Laura Alexander High from Team Ipswich. Lane 7, Gigi Gebbard from Team Ipswich. And lane 7, Erica Benedetti from Stowmarket. So coming down the second length, It's Charlotte White from West Suffolk in lane 4, who's leading the field, just ahead of Ellen Duffield from Team Ipswich. So Charlotte turns first, followed by Ellen. These two are setting the pace in this. Charlotte swimming strongly down lane 4, maintaining that lead ahead of Ellen. So West Suffolk Charlotte White turns first for the final 25 metres. Swimming really strongly, she's going to take this heat. It's going to be Ellen Duffield finishing in second place, and her teammate from Laurie Alexander High in lane 6. This is the final heat, heat 12 of the girls' 100 metres breaststroke. In lane 1, Ellie Catchpole from Leiston. Lane 2, Lucy Hutchinson from West Suffolk. Lane 3, Caitlin McNicholas from Deben. Lane 4, Beth Young from Team Ipswich. Lane 5, Charlotte Sanford from St Felix. Lane 6, Georgina Stokes from Newmarket. Lane 7, Madeline Paul from Leiston. And lane 8, Evie Armstrong from Ipswich. And in lane 4 is Beth Young, who's setting the pace, moving away from the field. So it's going to be Beth turning first, followed by Charlotte Sanford in lane 5, and then Caitlin McNicholas from Deben in lane 3. So Beth starting to stretch ahead as she turns for home. So Beth Young in lane 4 from Team Ipswich, turning ahead. Then Charlotte Sanford turning in second place, closely chased by Caitlin McNicholas from Deben in lane 3. So it's Beth's heat, followed by Charlotte Sanford from St Felix lane 5, and then Caitlin McNicholas in lane 3.
We have a disqualification to announce, which is event 501, heat 5, lane 1. We are on to event 502, which is the boys 10 and over 100 metre backstroke. This will be swum in 13 heats. This is the first heat. So, in lane 3, we have Heath Harrison from Stowmarket. In lane 4, Jacob Ems from Stowmarket. And in lane 5, Evan Harrison, also from Stowmarket. So, coming into the first turn, it looks like lane 4. That's Jacob. He's just going to touch the wall first, just ahead of his teammates. And he's just stretched out that lead a little bit over the second length. So at the halfway mark, Jacob turns first. He's followed by Heath and closely followed by Evan. So a really good turn in lane 3. But Jacob just ahead of his teammates still. Now Jacob is going to come into the wall to turn for his final 25. Heath just behind him in lane 3. And both boys kicking hard. So Jacob looks like he's got this sewn up, coming into the wall. Having led from the start, it's Jacob Ems from Stowmarket first, from his teammate Heath in lane 3. And Evan in lane 5. Good swim, boys. So we're now on to heat 2 of the boys' 100-metre backstroke. So in lane 2 we have Noah Turner from Leiston. In lane 3 Dylan Lamble from Stowmarket. In 4 Finley Miller from Felixstowe. In 5 Dexter Winterburn, Team Ipswich. In 6 Max Palmer, West Suffolk. And in 7 Rex Harrison from Stowmarket. And it looks like lane 4 turning first. That is Finley Miller from Felixstowe. But really close. So we've got Finley in lane 4, we've got Dexter in lane 5, who looks to be just a little bit ahead, and we've got Rex in lane 7, those 3 out in front of the rest of the swimmers. And turning at the halfway mark first, it looks like lane 4. Now neck and neck in the middle lanes. So Finley from Felixstowe just on the shoulder of Dexter as they come into the final turn. And it looks like lane 5, which is Dexter, with lane 7, which is Rex. A great final length from Rex. It looks like it's going to be lane 5, which is Dexter Winterburn, followed by lane 7, Rex. So that's, and in 3rd place, Finley Miller from Felixstowe. We are on to heat 3 of the boys' 100-metre backstroke. In lane 1 we have Joshua Blagg from Stowmarket. In 2 Freddie Nichols from Leiston. In 3 James Whittaker, Team Waveney. In 4 James Sadler from Hadley. In 5 Diggory Davis from Deben. In 6 Ethan Wallace from St Felix. In 7 Richard Level from West Suffolk. And in 8 Lewis Palmer, also West Suffolk. Looks like lane 6 turns first. That is Ethan Wallace. And he's got a good lead on the rest of the field at the minute, coming into his halfway turn. But there's a real fight going on for 2nd place between lane 3, 4 and 5. So it is Ethan who turns first, followed by James, and and James in 4 and 5. So out in the front at the moment is still Ethan in lane 6. And he's going to make the final turn for the last 25. He looks to have a good lead on the rest of the field. And we've got a real race going on for second. That is a green hat for James Whitaker from Team Waveney, who looks to just be in front of Diggory Davis in 5. So coming in first, we have Ethan Wallace from St Felix, James Whitaker in second, Team Waveney, and third, Diggory Davis from Deben. We have a disqualification to announce. Event 502, Heat 11 and Lane 7. A technical infraction. We are on to Heat 4 of the boys' 100 metre backstroke.
We're not sure whether that was an 11 or a 4.
We're just going to check.
All right, because the one you refer to is already on the results sheet.
Yeah, no, that was, I think that's 502, isn't it? 4.
We haven't had Heat 4.
502.
No, it makes sense.
That doesn't make any sense.
No.
I just handed in red. We're on Heat 4 now.
So she in or she out? Or
Is that Raven Luminous too?
that's a boys' race. Oh, right. Oh, okay, thank you.
Oh, well done. Well done. So in lane 1 we have Harrison Page from West Suffolk, in 2 Toby Glenister, St Felix, in 3 Jude Mason, Stowmarket, in 4 Oscar Frost from Leiston, in 5 Hayden Scott from St Felix, 6 is Reese Watsham from St Felix, 7 is Tom Phillips, West Suffolk, 8 Jake Battle from Stowmarket. This looks like a really even race after the first turn. So just coming into the wall, it looks like lane 4 has just got a very small lead over lane 5 and lane 3. So that's Oscar Frost in lane 4, but on his shoulder is Jude Mason. Those 3 middle lanes out in front at the moment. It looks like 3 and 4 are going to turn at exactly the same time into the last 25. And a good turn from lane 4, who's just gained a metre. So coming into the final few metres, looks like Oscar, who's been leading from the beginning, just stretching out his lead and taking that heat for Leiston, followed by Jude Mason from Stowmarket and Aidan Scott from St Felix. So we're just going to re-announce a disqualification. This is event 502, Heat 2, Lane 7. And that was a technical infraction. So we have the finalists to announce event 505, the girls 10 and over 100 metre breaststroke. They are now posted. Please list any withdrawals by 4 o'clock today. Thank you. In lane 1 we have Finley Blagg from Stowmarket. In 2, Attila Moses, Team Ipswich. In 3, Hayden Hall, Deben. In 4, Charlie Ruddle, Team Ipswich. In 5, Orlando Whiting, St Felix. In 6, Will Riley, Team Ipswich. 7 is Alexander Gaydon, Team Ipswich. And lane 3 just turning first, but really close in the first 25 metres. So that is Hayden Hall from Deben. And on his shoulder, he's got Charlie Ruddle. So it's Hayden who turns first in 3, Charlie Ruddle in 4, followed by Attila Moses in 2. So those 3 in the middle of the pool. So Hayden just maintaining his lead over the other swimmers going into the final turn. So Hayden turns. And a really good turn from Charlie with the blue hat in lane 4. So it is these 2 down the centre of the pool. This is anybody's race. And just getting the touch first, that was incredibly close, is lane 3, Hayden Hall from Deben, Charlie Ruddle in 2nd from Team Ipswich, and Orlando Whiting St Felix. We are on to heat 6 of the boys 100 metre backstroke.
We were looking for that 10 minutes ago.
So in lane 2 we have Matthew Foster. In 3, Sam Jackson from Deben. In 4, Ewan Coakley, Team Ipswich. In 5, Evan Aldridge from St Felix. In 6, Harvey Tyrrell from Team Waveney. In 7, Samuel Everett from West Suffolk. And in 8, Joseph Clark from Stowmarket. So coming into the first 50, it is the yellow hat in lane 3 that turns first. That is Sam Jackson of Deben. So he's got a decent lead going into the second turn. And it looks like lane 6 is turning second, so that is Harvey Tyrrell. But it looks like lane 3 is out in front and going to maintain that lead. Although lane 6 working really hard, it's going to be really close coming into the wall. But it is lane 3, that's Sam Jackson from Deben ahead of Harvey Tyrrell from Team Waveney and Samuel Everett, West Suffolk. We've got a disqualification to announce, event 502, heat 4, lane 2 for a technical infraction. We are on to heat 7 of the boys 100 metre backstroke. In lane 1 we have Nicholas Barber, Stowmarket. In 2, Edward Parsons, Deben. In 3, Ben Every, St Felix. 4, William Jones is Team Ipswich. 5, Harry Alexander, Team Ipswich. 6 is Spencer Batterson, Team Waveney. 7 is Jude Gunner, St Felix. And 8 is Hayden Garrett from Team Waveney. So it looks like lane 5, that blue hat turning first. That's Harry Alexander from Team Ipswich. But close is lane 7 in the black hat, that's Jude Gunner. So great turn from Harry, but lane 3, Ben Every, had a really good turn. So it is lane 5 followed by lane 3 coming into the final turn. And it is still Harry leading the way, but he is being chased in lane 7 by Jude Gunner and lane 3, which is Ben Every. But it looks like Harry is going to hold on to get the touch for this heat, which he does. So that is Harry Alexander, Team Ipswich in 5, Ben Every, St Felix in 3, and Jude Gunner in 7, also from St Felix. So we are on to heat 8 of the boys 100 metre backstroke. In lane 1, we have Isaac Robinson, Newmarket. 2 is Samuel Black from Stowmarket. 3 is Rufus Carr from St Felix. 4 is Thomas Spellman from Stowmarket. 5 is Charlie McKinnon from St Felix. 7 is Thomas Walker from Team Waveney. And in lane 8 is Finley Cherrington from Team Ipswich. So this looks like a really close heat, but lane 7 and lane 2 fractionally in front going into the halfway mark. So it is 2 that turns first. That's Samuel Black from Stowmarket, followed by lane 1, Isaac Robinson. So those 2 just out in front of the field. And lane 4 looks to be coming through, but going into the turn first is lane 2. That is Samuel Black. And he's followed by lane 4 that are chasing him down, and lane 7 is having a good race, but out in front at the moment is lane 2. That is Samuel Black from Stowmarket, and he's going to come in and take this heat, followed by lane 4, Thomas Spellman, and in third, Rufus Carr. So we are on to heat 9 of the boys 100 metre backstroke. In lane 1 we have Benjamin Houghton from Hadley. In 2 is Noah Mann, Newmarket. 3, Finley Blake, Team Ipswich. 4, Thomas Deaton, Newmarket. 5 is Joseph McGonigal, Newmarket. 6 is Oscar Winterburn, Team Ipswich. And 7 is Daniel Turner from Team Waveney. There's not much in it at the moment. It looks like lanes 3, 5, 6 and 7 are all level coming into the halfway mark. Possibly lane 5 just going to touch first at the halfway mark, which it is, so that's Joseph from Newmarket. But a really close race at the halfway mark. Lane 3 going really well. And lane 7 coming through into the final turn. This is going to be anybody's race over the last 25. So lane 7 and lane 3, we have 2 blue hats. And a really strong last few metres, blue hat in lane 6, that is Oscar Winterburn. And it is lane 6, that's Oscar Winterburn from Team Ipswich, over Finley Blake, Team Ipswich in 3, followed by Joseph McGonigal from Newmarket. We are on to heat 10 of the boys 100 metre backstroke. In lane 1 we have Benjamin Taylor from Leiston. In 2 is Ben Howlett, Team Ipswich. In 3, Raven Dodsworth from Newmarket. In 4, Patch Robinson, Team Ipswich. In 5, Samuel Tolput from Deben. In 6, Sean McKenny, West Suffolk. 7 is Nathan Birkenhow from St Felix. And in 8, Charlie Payne from Newmarket. Lane 6 is just out in front. That is Sean Out in front of Patch Robinson in lane 4, so lane 4 takes the turn first, closely followed by Sean, so there's nothing in it at the minute. Patch just holding on to that lead going into the final turn and the final 25 metres. So it is Patch out at front, he's extended his lead, but we have got lane 6 coming back, that is Sean. Who's going to get the touch on the wall? Looks like Patch is just going to get there, and it is lane 4, so that's Patch Robinson for Team Ipswich, from Sean McKenny from West Suffolk in 6, and lane 2 is Ben Howlett, Team Ipswich. Could we have Podge to the announcer's desk, please? So in Heat 11 we have Barty Tozer from West Suffolk in 1, in 2 Matthew Brown from Stowmarket, 3 Ashton Redhead for Team Ipswich, 4 is Miles Turner from West Suffolk, 5 is Joseph Kenny from St Felix, 6 Michael Connick from Deben, 7 is Alex Harrop from Team Ipswich, and in 8 Archie Chamberlain from West Suffolk. So lane 5 and 6 are leading the way. They are coming into the wall first, but it's really tight. So it is lane 5 first, which is Joseph Kenny, just ahead of Michael Connick. So we now have lane 4 coming through. So watching the centre lanes, really tight going into the final turn. So lanes 4, 5 and 6 in the centre, coming into the wall. Looks like lane 4 might just get it. That is Miles Turner from West Suffolk ahead of Joseph Kenny from St Felix and Michael Connick from Deben. So we are on to Heat 12 of the boys 100 metre backstroke. In lane 1 we have Harley Hall from Deben. In 2 Zach Baldwin from Newmarket. In 3 James Clay from Stowmarket. 4 is Matthew Baker from West Suffolk. 5 is Robbie Brindley from West Suffolk. 6 is Luca Page from West Suffolk. 7 is Joe Carr from St Felix, and in lane 8 August Stevens from Newmarket. And it looks like lane 5 is out ahead, coming into the wall. So lane 5 is Robbie Brindley, closely followed by Matthew Baker in 4. That's a great turn in lane 4. He's now being chased by lane 5, so Matthew Baker in front, followed by Robbie Brindley coming into the final turn. And coming up in lane 4, and he's got a good couple of metres now, so coming into the wall first is lane 4, Matthew Baker, followed by Robbie Brindley, and in lane 1, Harvey Hall. So this is the 13th and final heat of the boys' 100-metre backstroke. So in lane 1 we have Harrison Holmes, Team Waveney. In 2 is Lloyd Batterson, Team Waveney. In 3, Cornelius Verdonk from Newmarket. In 4 is Marin de Villiard, St Felix. In 5 is Jordan Catchpole from Team Waveney. In 7 is Jack Osborne from Deben, and 8 Joe Flowers from St Felix. But out in head we have lane 4, that's Marin de Villiard from St Felix. And he's got a couple of metres on the rest of the field. In second place, just lane 5 at the moment, which is Jordan Catchpole, with lane 3 following, which is Cornelius Verdonk. But it looks like Marin is going to come in to take this heat. He's got a couple of metres on the rest of the field, coming into the final wall. And it is Marin in lane 4 from St Felix. Second place Jordan Catchpole, Team Waveney, and third Cornelius Verdonk from Newmarket.
We move on to event 503, the girls' 200 metres backstroke. Over to you, referee. This is heat 1 of 10 heats. In lane 3, Nina Allen from Newmarket. In lane 4, Amelia Armstrong from Stowmarket. And lane 5, Isla Mason from Stowmarket. So going out at our pace in lane 3 is Nina Allen from Newmarket. So coming to the end of the first 50 metres, Nina turns in first place, and teammates Ellie, Amelia and Isla turn together in lane 3, 4 and 5. Nina setting a strong pace after first 100 metres. And still swimming side by side are Amelia and Isla. So Nina continuing to set a good steady pace over this 8-length race. She comes in towards her final 50 metres. Isla in lane 5 just starting to pull a little bit away from Amelia in lane 4. They also finish 150 metres. So Nina turns for home, her final length in this 200 metre backstroke event. She's continued to set a really strong pace. Going to be a 30-second PB there for Nina. And finishing nice and strongly are two Stowmarket swimmers. Isla coming in for the last 5 metres. And followed by Amelia in lane 4. Well done, girls. This is heat 2 of the girls' 200 metres backstroke. In lane 2, Olivia Swallow from Team Ipswich. Lane 3, also from Team Ipswich, Maggie Marshall. In lane 4, India Clement from West Suffolk. No swimmer in lane 5. In lane 6, Poppy Moore from West Suffolk. And lane 7, Isla Coakley from Team Ipswich. So, turning first in lane 7 is Team Ipswich's Isla Coakley. Also going well in lane 4 is West Suffolk's India Clement. So it's going to be India in lane 4 turning just ahead of Isla in lane 7. After their first 50 metres. So Isla still holding that slight lead from India in lane 4. Also coming back against the field is Maggie Marshall in lane 3 from Team Ipswich. And Poppy Moore also now catching up with our early leaders. This is our halfway point. So a good turn from Maggie in lane 3, starting to catch up with both India and Isla. Isla in lane 7 still holding off the rest of the swimmers. So a really good turn there in lane 4 from India. And she and Maggie in lane 3 now starting to edge up into the lead. So got 3 swimmers now, all very close as they come for their final 50 metres. Strong swimming in lane 3 and 4, they're racing against each other. Isla maintaining her pace out in lane 7. So it's going to be a real race to the finish here. Maggie Marshall from Team Ipswich in lane 3 is finishing really strongly down this final length. So Maggie just holding off India. So it's going to be Maggie Marsh from Team Ipswich in first, followed by India Clement in lane 4, and then in lane 7, Isla Coakley. We now move to heat 3 of the girls' 200 metres backstroke. In lane 1 we have Izzy Gebhard from Team Ipswich. In lane 2 Anson Coleman from Newmarket. No swimmer in lane 3. Grace Mutton from Team Ipswich in lane 4. Francesca Barber from Stowmarket in lane 5. In lane 6 Charlotte Kelly from Team Ipswich. In lane 7 Brooke Copping from West Suffolk. And lane 7 Francesca Thompson from Team Waveney. So setting a strong early pace from Newmarket is Anson Coleman in lane 2. So it's Anson going to turn first, just ahead of Team Ipswich Charlotte Kelly in lane 6, after the first 50 metres. The finalists for the boys' 100 metres backstroke have been posted on the results board. Any withdrawals by 4:30, please. So Anson still maintaining our lead in lane 2. And lane 4, Grace from Team Ipswich, and lane 6, Charlotte Kelly, also from Team Ipswich, trying to close that gap that Anson had after the halfway mark. So the position's been fairly steady down this length. Again, Anson turning in first place, followed by Grace in lane 4 and Charlotte in lane 6. Still keeping in touch with the Ipswich swimmers. In lane 5 is Francesca Barber from Stowmarket. So they've closed the gap on Aniston in lane 2. So Grace Mutton in lane 4 trying to catch Anderson in lane 2 from Newmarket. Francesca Barber from Stowmarket in lane 5 coming through strongly. Now head neck and neck with Charlotte Kelly in lane 6 from Team Ipswich. So as they come down to the last 10 metres, it's going to be really close on this finish. Finishing really strongly in lane 4 is Grace Mutton from Team Ipswich. And she just edges out Aniston Coleman from Newmarket in lane 2. And in third place, Francesca Barber from Stowmarket. We have a disqualification from event 503, heat number 2, lane 3 for a technical infraction. We now move to heat 4 of the girls' 200 metres backstroke. In lane 1 we have Amelia Lewis from Team Ipswich. Lane 2 Lily Steele from Team Ipswich. Lane 3 Isabel Whittaker from Team Waveney. Lane 4 Amy Burgess from Team Ipswich. Lane 5 Sophie Harrington from Deben. Lane 6 Ella Stewart from West Suffolk. Lane 7 Emma Lovegrove from Mildenhall. And lane 8 Selena Green from St Felix. So lane 4 and 5 with Amy Burgess from Team Ipswich and Sophie Harrington from Deben. And in lane 8, Selena Green, 3 of them setting the early pace. So a strong turn there from lane 5 from Sophie Harrington. Neck and neck now with Amy Burgess from Team Ipswich. So lanes 4, 5 and 8 all turning at the same time. That's Amy, Sophie and Selena. As they come down to the halfway mark of this 200 metre race. So still nothing in it between Sophie and Amy in lane 5 and 4. Just about a metre ahead of Selena in lane 8. Another strong turn there from Sophie in lane 5. Starting to come back in lane 3, Isabel Whittaker from Team Waveney. But it's still Amy, Sophie and Selena in lanes 3, 4 and 8. Sophie just stretching her lead a little bit from Amy in lane 4. She's going to turn first for this final 50 metres. So Sophie now stretched out to about a metre and a half gap. In lane 8, Selena Green still swimming really well by herself out in lane 8. So it's going to be Sophie Harrington from Deben in lane 5 who's going to turn first for home, followed by Selena Green from St Felix in lane 8. So as we come down to the last 10 metres, Sophie Harrington from Deben just holding off Selena Green in lane 8. It's going to be Sophie Harrington from Deben. In lane 2, got Lily Steele. Came through to win that from Sophie Harrington lane 5 and Selena Green in lane 8. We now move on to heat 5 of the girls' 200 metres backstroke. In lane 1 we have Ella Deaton from Newmarket. In lane 2 Iona Tate from Deben. In lane 3 Imogen Ball from Team Waveney. In lane 4 Anna Flowers from Leiston. In lane 5 Grace Robinson from St Felix. Lane 6 Evelyn Gaden from Team Ipswich. Lane 7 May Richardson from Stowmarket. In lane 8 Maya Richardson from Team Waveney. Turning first in lane 2 was Iona Tate. Also Ella Deaton in Newmarket in lane 1 going well. So nothing really separating lanes 2, 4 and 5. Grace Robinson lane 5 is going to turn first ahead of lane 2. So it's Grace Robinson from St Felix in lane 5. Has a very slight lead from Iona Tate in lane 2 and May Richardson from Stowmarket in lane 7. As they come down towards the end of the first 100 metres of this race, it's Evelyn Gaden who's maintaining that pace, just starting to stretch out a little bit from the rest of the field. Iona Tate in lane 2 and May Richardson in lane 7. Both holding second place at the moment. But Grace Robinson from St Felix keeping the steady pace going. Now got a couple of metres lead from the rest of the field. Slowly stretching that out. And still lane 2 and lane 7 turning neck and neck as they come down towards the 150 metre mark. It's Grace from St Felix who's really stretching away now. Iona Tate going to turn in lane 2, just ahead of May in lane 7. Also coming through strongly, Anne Flowers in lane 4. So Grace turns for home. It's a race for second place now. Iona Tate just turning ahead of Anna in lane 4 and May in lane 7. A really strong finish here from St Felix from Grace Robinson in lane 5. She's going to take the heat. And it's really tight for second place. There's 4 swimmers in contention here. Looks like it might just be Iona Tate touching out from lane 4. So Iona Tate gets second and Anna Flowers from Leiston, lane 4, picks up third. This is heat 6 of the girls' 200 metres backstroke. In lane 1 we have Miley Wilson-Mansfield from Newmarket. In lane 2 Isabel Moore from West Suffolk. In lane 3 Amelia Saunders from Leiston. Lane 4 Isabel Thomas from Newmarket. In lane 5 Flo Davis from Deben. In lane 6 Sophie Roberts from Team Ipswich. Lane 7 Jemima Lashmar from Team Ipswich. And lane 8 Natalie Taylor from St Felix. So the Newmarket swimmers in lane 1 and lane 4 going well, but in lane 4 it's Isabel Thomas from Newmarket who's going to turn first. The rest of the field very, very even. So Isabel Thomas got a bit of a lead from the rest of the field. Also going well out in lane 8 is St Felix's Natalie Taylor. So it's the Newmarket swimmer just ahead of Sophie Roberts from Jemima Lashmar in lane 7 from Team Ipswich and Natalie Taylor from St Felix in lane 8. So the halfway mark, it's Isabel still maintaining a small lead. Natalie Taylor holding second place by herself now, starting to challenge Isabel Thomas in lane 4. So Natalie Taylor really starting to come through in lane 8. She turns just slightly ahead of Isabel Thomas from Newmarket in lane 4. Still going strongly in lane 7 is Jemima Lashmar. And coming through in lane 5 is Flo Davis. But it's now Natalie Taylor in lane 8 who's established a bit of a lead. After 150 metres, she's the one to catch now. As Flo Davis comes through into third place with Jemima Lashmar. There's Natalie Taylor who's now got about a 3-metre lead in the rest of the field. And nothing between second place in lane 4 and lane 7. So it's going to be Natalie Taylor in lane 8 who's going to bring it home for St Felix. It's really close for second place. It looks like it's just going to be Isabel Thomas who's going to hold off Flo Davis and Jemima Lashmar for third place. This is heat 7 of the girls' 200 metres backstroke. In lane 1 we have Sophie Pennington from Team Ipswich. Lane 2, Grace Mann from Team Waveney. Lane 3, Lilia Clarkson from St Felix. Lane 4, Megan Barker from West Suffolk. Lane 5, Chloe Knight from Hadley. Lane 6, Erin Barber from Newmarket. Lane 7, Francesca Freeman from West Suffolk. And Lane 8, Darcy Gladwell from Team Ipswich. So is Hadley's Chloe Knight, who's leading the rest of the field, which is all very bunched together. So Chloe Knight from Hadley first in lane 5. Also going well is Darcy Gladwell out in lane 8 for Team Ipswich. And in lane 3, Lilia Clarkson from St Felix. So lane 5, Chloe Knight turns and lead at halfway. So still Chloe holding off Lilia in lane 3, but out in lane 8, Darcy Gladwell. She's going to turn first. So not much separating lanes 3, 5 and 8. So only 0.8 of a second separating these first 3 swimmers, and you come towards the final 50. And as they turn for home, it's Darcy that turns first, just ahead of Chloe. So Chloe coming through strongly. I think she's just going to edge this one out from Darcy in lane 8. So Chloe in lane 5 takes first, Darcy in lane 8 takes second, and in lane 3 Lilia Clarkson from St Felix. We come to heat 8 of the girls 200 metres backstroke. Oh, I need to get that number. In lane 1, Adria Radnite from Newmarket. Lane 2, Chloe Armstrong from Team Ipswich. Lane 3, Sophie Quinton from Deben. Lane 4, Elsie Pulley from West Suffolk. Lane 5, Georgina Stokes from Newmarket. In lane 6, Molly Peacock from West Suffolk. Lane 7, Rebecca Brown from Stowmarket. And in lane 8, Rosie Brooks from St Felix. Lane 3 turns first, which is Sophie Quinton from Deben, also swimming alongside Chloe Armstrong from Team Ipswich in lane 2. And out in lane 8, Rosie Brooks from St Felix. Between the three of them, very close, lanes 1, 2, 3 and 8. All swimming side by side in terms of... So lane 3, Sophie Quinton turns first. Sophie Quinton just starting to stretch her a little bit from the other swimmers. And lane 1 is Adria from Newmarket, is going to turn second place. So Adria now starting to challenge against Sophie in lane 3. The two of them starting to stretch away from the rest of the swimmers. So Sophie still holding that lead, but Adria really swimming hard to kind of keep in touch with Sophie. And out in lane 8, Rosie Brooks and Elsie Pulley in lane 4 holding third place. So Sophie turns first for the final 50 metres. A strong turn there from Adria in lane 1. So lane 1 and 3 have a better distance from the other swimmers. It's going to be a battle for third place between lane 4 and lane 8, but also 5, 6, 7 also coming through strongly now. Adria is turning just ahead of Sophie in lane 3, so it's Adria now, who had a really good turn there. She's now starting to pull away. So it's going to be Adria in lane 1 from Newmarket. It's going to come in first in this heat, followed by Sophie Quinton in lane 3. And very close for third place. And it's just Elsie Pulley from West Suffolk that sneaks in third there. We have a disqualification to announce from event 503, heat number 3, lane number 1 for a technical infraction. We move on to heat 9 of the girls 200 metres backstroke. In lane 1 we have Romilly Marks from Newmarket. Lane 2, Lauren Balfour from St Felix. Lane 3, Clementine Lovell from Team Ipswich. Lane 4, Emily Cutting from West Suffolk. In lane 5, Ella Houston from Deben. In lane 6, Helena Hall also from Deben. Lane 7, Abby Crawley from Team Ipswich. And lane 7, Emily Knight from Hadley. Not much separating any of the swimmers at the moment, just in lane 2 at the moment, Lauren Balfour. Very slight, but there's really nothing in it So West Suffolk's Emily Cutting in lane 4. Just slender holding off the other swimmers at the moment. So lanes 4, 6 and 7 all turned together. That's Emily Cutting from West Suffolk, Helena Hall from Debenham, from Deben, and Abby Crawley from Team Ipswich. So Emily Cutting just going to turn halfway there, still holding a slender lead. Clementine Lovell and from Team Ipswich coming through in lane 3. Starting to challenge. Emily just ahead of her, also going well in lane 6. Helena Hall from Deben and Abby Crawley in lane 7 at Team Ipswich. Continuing to come through strongly in lane 3 is the Team Ipswich Clementine Lovell. She's now challenging for the lead. We're coming towards the last 50 metres. So it isn't Dave Clementine that turns first. Now gone ahead of Emily Cutting in lane 4. Abby Crawley in lane 7. Still challenging for one of those top positions. So it's Clementine Lovell in lane 3 from Team Ipswich, who turns first. She's now got a bit of a lead ahead from the others, still coming through strongly. Emily Cutting from West Suffolk, and she's going to take second. So Clementine in lane 3 takes first, Emily Cutting from West Suffolk takes 4, and in lane 7, Abby Crawley takes 3rd place. So we come to the final heat of the girls' 200 metres backstroke. In lane 1 from Stowmarket, Isabel Barber. In lane 2 from Deben, Connie Davis. In lane 3 from Team Ipswich, Caris Rose Bunn. In lane 4 from Team Ipswich, Matilda Bogle. In lane 5 from St Felix, Natalie Sanford. In lane 6 from St Felix, Madeline Latimer Hicks. In lane 7 from Team Ipswich, Sophie Dowding. And in lane 8 from St Felix, Holly Driver. As you'd expect, nothing separating much from the field in the first 25 metres. Matilda Bogle in lane 4 from Team Ipswich, just establishing a length lead. So it's Matilda leading the rest of the field, all very even. So it's the Team Ipswich swimmer starting to extend her lead, so Matilda extending her lead as she comes down to the halfway point. In lane 3, Caris Rose Bunn, just holding second place at the moment from Natalie Sanford, lane 5. So Matilda Bogle got half a length lead now from the rest of the field. Caris Rose Bunn still holding off Connie Davis from Deben in lane 2, Natalie Sanford in lane 5, and lane 6 in Felix is Madeline Latimer Hicks. So Matilda with that half-length lead now, turning for home. Going to be very tight for second place between the moment between Natalie Sanford in lane 5 and Caris Rosebond in lane 3. So Matilda comes home dominating this race. She comes home in first place, finishing really strongly. In second place, it looks like Natalie Sanford might just be getting this from Caris Rose. Natalie takes second, Caris Rose takes third.
We are on to event 504, which is the boys 10 and over 200 freestyle. This will be swum in 12 heats, and this is the first heat.
What was the final time?
So in lane 3, we have Max Palmer from West Suffolk. In lane 4, Kyron Williams, Team Ipswich. In 5, Dylan Lamble from Stowmarket. And in 6, Evan Harrison, also from Stowmarket. So turning all together for the first 25. Looks like lanes 5 and 6 just out ahead. But lane 4 coming back into the wall, so all 3 swimmers level. And it is lane 4 to turn first. That's Kyron from Team Ipswich in the blue hat. And he's got Dylan on his shoulder at the moment. So coming out of that turn, Dylan in lane 5, just in front of Kyron. And as we come into the halfway point, they're going to turn together again. And we've got Max in lane 3 and Evan turning at the same time as well, battling it out for third place. So Kyron and Dylan still matching each other stroke for stroke. And it's just Dylan who's managed to stretch a little bit of a lead. As he comes into the wall for the last 50. So has Dylan done enough to hold on to the lead? These two still battling it out at the front. So Dylan turns into his final 25 metres with Kyron in second place. And it looks like it's going to be Dylan from Stowmarket. And Dylan touches first with a great PB from Stowmarket, with Kyron Williams, Team Ipswich, in second. also with a great time. And battling it out for third, we've got Max and Evan. Great swim, boys. We are on to heat 2 of the boys' 200 metre freestyle. So in lane 1 we have Lewis Palmer from West Suffolk. In lane 2 we have Rex Harrison from Stowmarket. In lane 3 Jacob Wild from Newmarket. In 4 Reese Watsham from St Felix. In 5 is Finley Miller from Felixstowe. In 6 Diggory Davis from Deben. In 7 Heath Harrison from Stowmarket. And in 8 Dexter Winterburn from Team Ipswich. So as they come into the first 50 metres, it is a really close call. Coming into touch first, it looks like it's going to be lane 3, 4 or 5, but it is 4. So that's Reese turning first, followed by Jacob and then Finley. So it looks like the red hat of Jacob has just pulled out in front. He's followed by Reese in the black hat of St Felix. And it is Jacob who's going to turn first again. So a real battle going on between these two central lanes in 3 and 4. And lane 8 is having a great race. Dexter out in lane 8. So coming into the halfway mark, it is Jacob who turns first in lane 3. Reese in lane 4 and then Dexter in lane 8. So Jacob just beginning to extend his lead a little bit. So he's going to turn first, followed by Dexter Winterburn in lane 8. These two pulling ahead of the field. So turning at the 150 mark is Jacob coming into his last 50. Then we have lane 5, which is Finley Miller, and Dexter turning first. So there's a real battle going on. Looks like Jacob is going to come into his last turn. No, only that today. So we are down to the final few metres. So it looks like Jacob in the red hat. We've got Finley Miller in the blue and Reese Watsham all coming back in 3, 4 and 5, and just coming in to sneak that is Reese Watsham from St Felix, from Jacob Wild, Newmarket in lane 3, and then Finley Miller in lane 5. So we are on to heat 3 of the boys' 200 metre freestyle. In lane 1 we have James Whittaker from Team Waveney. We have Oliver Butt in lane 2 from Deben. There's Tom Phillips in lane 3 from West Suffolk. Lane 4 is Attila Moses, Team Ipswich. 5 is Toby Glenister from St Felix. Lane 6 is Jake Battle from Stowmarket. Lane 7 is Harrison Page from West Suffolk. And lane 8, Freddie Nichols from Leiston. So it looks like an early lead out in lane 4 and 5. Those two swimmers together, that is Attila Moses and Toby Glenister. They're going to come in to take the first turn at the 50-metre mark together. They're followed by the swimmers in lanes 3 and 6. That is Tom Phillips and Jake Battle. But it looks like lane 4 is just edging ahead slightly. That's Attila in the blue hat of Team Ipswich. And he's going to be closely followed by Toby Glenister in lane 5. And a great turn from lane 5. So Toby has just taken a metre off Attila, and it looks like he's going to come into the wall at the halfway mark and turn first. So the boys turn together, battling it out for first. In third place, we have lane 6, which is Jake Battle. So these two boys out at the front, clear of the rest of the field. Absolute battle going on for first place in lanes 4 and 5. And it looks like Toby is in front again. But Attila just on his shoulder. So as they come into turn, the last 50 metres, Toby and Attila just extending their lead over the rest of the field. But we've got a real battle going on for third place between Tom Phillips and Jake Battle. Looks like Tom is just going to turn in front. But the battle is still on at the front for taking the last turn for the last 25 metres. It is lane 4 and 5. And it looks like Toby might just have the strength to hold off Attila as they come into the final few metres. It looks like the black hat of Toby Glenister from St Felix just ahead of Attila Moses from Team Ipswich. But we've got a real battle going on for third place. Lane 3 and lane 6. And it's going to be Tom Phillips from West Suffolk who takes third. We are on to heat 4 of the boys 200-metre freestyle. In lane 1 we have Aidan Scott from St Felix. In 2, Orlando Whiting, St Felix. In 3, Isaac Robinson, Newmarket. In 4, Sam Jackson from Deben. In 5, Hayden Hall from Deben. In 6, Oscar Frost from Leiston. In 7, Edward Parsons from Deben. And in lane 8, Janos Sespley from Team Ipswich. So coming into the first 50, the two swimmers out in front are lane 4 and 5. That is Sam Jackson and Hayden Hall turning together in the black and yellow caps. So Sam Jackson just got a half a metre on the field. They turn closely together. And we've got lane 3 in the red hat, that's Isaac Robinson just stretching away from the rest of the field, but coming into turn first at the halfway mark is lane 4, that's Samuel Jackson from Deben, followed by Hayden Hall, also from Deben. And a great leg from Isaac Robinson. So these three swimmers now ahead of the field. It looks like lane 4, Sam Jackson, is just stretching away from the two other swimmers. So lane 4 coming into the 150 metres. And he's going to turn first with a good body length ahead of his teammate Hayden Hall and Isaac Robinson in third. There's a real battle going on for second between the red and gold hats. But it is Sam Jackson who turns for the last 25. Sam's led from the front. There's a real battle coming onto the wall. It looks like Sam Jackson is going to hold off his teammate. It's Sam Jackson in lane 4 for Deben, followed by Hayden Hall in lane 5 and Isaac Robertson from Newmarket. So we have an urgent announcement. Could we please have the swimmers to declare for the skins? We only have 4 swimmers declared, and this is closing shortly. So if you are wanting to swim in the skins, please declare. Heat 5 of the boys 200 metre freestyle. In lane 1 we have Jude Mason Stowmarket, in 2 Joseph Clark Stowmarket, in 3 Tyler Baxter Mildenhall, in 4 Samuel Chamberlain West Suffolk, in 5 Matthew Foster Leiston, in 6 Adrian Croyson from Newmarket, in 7 Charlie Ruddle Team Ipswich, and in 8 Finley Blagg from Stowmarket. So it looks like lane 2 and 3 turning first. That's Joseph Clark from Stowmarket and Tyler Baxter from Mildenhall. So these 2 swimmers just out in front, and then we've got lane 5. So Joseph Clark and Tyler Baxter to turn together, followed by Matthew Foster from Leiston. So it is Joseph in lane 2, half a body length in front of Tyler Baxter. These 2 swimmers just together. So neck and neck coming into the wall, arm stroke for arm stroke. They are going to turn together again. The Black Hat of Stowmarket marginally in front of Mildenhall. And they are neck and neck. So it looks like it might be lane 3, and it is. Lane 3, which is Tyler Baxter from Mildenhall, just ahead of Joseph Clark from Stowmarket. We are on to heat 6 of the boys 200 metre freestyle. In lane 1 we have Alexander Gaydon, Team Ipswich. In 2, Jamie Pennington, Team Ipswich. In 3, Evan Aldridge, St Felix. In 4, Thomas Walker, Team Waveney. In 5, Aidan McKenny, West Suffolk. In 6, Will Riley, Team Ipswich. In 7, Max Nichols from Leiston. So coming in with a good lead after the first 50 is lane 5. That's Aidan McKenny from West Suffolk. And he's closely followed by the swimmers in 2, 3 and 4. That is Jamie, Evan and Thomas. So Aidan is turning first. Really close with the swimmers in lanes 2, 3 and 4. But Aidan is stretching away from the rest of the field, increasing his lead. There's a real battle on for second, coming into the halfway mark. So lane 4 and lane 7 and lane 3 turning together. Aidan is maintaining his lead on the rest of the field. So Aidan still maintaining his lead, but really close for, there's a real battle going on between lanes 3 and 4 and 6 and 7. Too close to call. We've got 5 swimmers turning all together behind Aidan. So maybe lanes 2 and 3 just starting to pull away. That's Jamie and Evan. But Aidan is into the last length. And he has led right from the beginning. So Aidan McKenny in lane 5 takes the touch for Team Waveney, but coming in second looks like lane 6. And that is Will Riley from Team Ipswich, just ahead of Evan Aldridge, St Felix. We are on to heat 7 of the boys 200 metre freestyle. In lane 1 we have Daniel Turner from Team Waveney. In 2, Harry Alexander, Team Ipswich. In 3, Ethan Thompson, Team Ipswich. In 4, Jude Gunner, St Felix. In 5, Rufus Carr, St Felix. In 6, Corey Huckstep, West Suffolk. In 7, Nicholas Barber, Stowmarket. In lane 8, Harvey Tyrrell from Team Waveney. So coming into the 50 metre mark, it is too close to call, but we have 4 swimmers turning really quickly together. And it looks like lane 2 is just starting to pull away from the field a little bit, and he's taking lane 1 with him. That is Harry Alexander from Team Ipswich in the blue cap. So Harry has a small lead on the rest of the field, and there's a real battle going on for second in lanes 5, 6 and 7. So Harry about half a body length ahead of the field at the moment. So Harry just stretching his lead. He's going to come in and turn again, and it looks like lane 5 is going to turn second, and we've now got a real battle for third. So Harry does his final turn for the final 25 metres. So it looks like Harry is going to come, having led from the start, to take first from this heat, which he does. Coming in second is lane 5, Rufus Carr from St Felix, and third, Daniel Turner from Team Waveney. We are on to heat 8 for the boys 200 metre freestyle. In lane 1 we had Charlie McKinnon in St Felix. We have lane 2 is Ben Every, St Felix. 3, Noah Mann, Newmarket. 4 is Joseph McGonigal from Newmarket. 5, Charlie Payne, Newmarket. 6, Thomas Spellman from Stowmarket. 7 is Samuel Black from Stowmarket, and 8, Samuel Tolpert from Deben. So lane 4 is turning first in the red hat of Newmarket. That is Joseph McGonigal. So he's got a body length lead from his teammate Noah in lane 3. But lanes 2 and 3 are neck and neck. So Joseph turns first and he increases his lead on the rest of the field. But we have got lanes 3 and 6 either side of Joseph. So Joseph turns at the halfway mark, and we have Noah and Thomas turning in second. But a great turn from lane 1, which is Charlie McKinnon. Joseph maintaining his lead ahead of the rest of the field. We've got the red hat of Noah and the black hat of Thomas, and lane 1, which is Charlie, fighting it out for that second spot behind Joseph. So into the last 50. Too difficult to call for second place, but it looks like Joseph will hold off the rest of the swimmers. Lane 6 looks to be putting on a bit of a spurt ahead of lane 3, but it's too difficult to call at the minute. But it is going to be the red hat of Joseph, who comes in first from Newmarket, ahead of his teammate Noah Mann in lane 3, and third Thomas Spellman, Stowmarket. We are on to heat 9 of the boys 200 metre freestyle. In lane 1 we have Harvey Hall from Deben. In 2, Thomas Deaton from Newmarket. In 3, Ben Howlett from Team Ipswich. In 4, Harrison Holmes from Team Waveney. In 5, Ashton Redhead, Team Ipswich. In 6, Staps Osborne from Deben. In 7, Finley Blake from Team Ipswich. And in 8, Oscar Winterburn, Team Ipswich. So lane 1 had a really good turn. They are coming into the wall at the same time as lane 4, so that is Harvey Hall and Harrison Holmes turning first, but a great turn in lane 1 from Harvey Hall, who's just ahead of the rest of the field. So we have got Harvey, but several swimmers in the middle. We've got the white hat of Harrison Holmes, closely followed by Ashton Redhead in the blue hat and Jack Osborne in the black hat. But lane 1 is ahead of the rest of the field now by a couple of body lengths. And we've got Jack Osborne just pulling away. So Harrison Holmes and Jack Lane 1 is clear of the field now. So, fighting it out for second, we have, turning at the same time, Harrison Holmes and Jack Osborne. So it's all to play for, but it looks like lane 1, Harvey Hall, who's led from the beginning. So coming into the final 25, great turn from lane 6. So it is lane 1, which is Harvey Hall from Deben. He is followed by lane 6, which is Jack Osborne, and lane 4, Harrison Holmes, Team Waveney. We're on to heat 10 of the boys 200 metre freestyle. In lane 1, we have Joseph Kenny from St Felix. In lane 2, Bartholomew Tozer, West Suffolk. In 3, Lloyd Batterson, Team Waveney. In 4, Patch Robinson, Team Ipswich. In 5, Matthew Debenham, Team Ipswich. In 6, Zach Baldwin from Newmarket. In 7, Nathan Birkenhow from St Felix. And in lane 8, Kieran Oliver from Newmarket. Lane 5 is going to turn first. That is the blue hat of Matthew Debenham. And a great turn from lane 1, Joseph Kenny. So really tight in the middle of the field. So the leaders of the field are lane 1, that is Joseph Kenny, and Matthew Debenham in lane 5, but he's closely followed by his teammate Patch Robinson in 4. So lane 1 looks to be just ahead still of the two boys in the middle in the blue caps. So Joseph maintaining his lead over Patch and Matthew in the middle of the pool. So Patch just stretching towards the wall, both the boys from Ipswich turning together. And coming into the last 25, we have Joseph Kenny turning, followed by Patch in second in lane 4 and Matthew Debenham in 5 with the blue caps from Ipswich. And Patch is really chasing down Joseph in lane 1, absolute race to the wall. And it is lane 1, which is Joseph Kenny, just ahead of Patch Robinson, Team Ipswich, and then lane 7, Nathan Birkenhow from St Felix. We are on to heat 11 of the boys 200 metre freestyle. In lane 1 we have Connor Houston from Deben. In 2, Archie Chamberlain from West Suffolk. In 3, Joe Flowers from St Felix. In 4, Harry Saunders from Newmarket. In 5, Jake Thomas Mansfield from West Suffolk. In 6, Daniel Clayton, Team Ipswich. In 7, Matthew Brown from Stowmarket. And in 8, Alex Horup from Team Ipswich. And it is lane 4, Harry Saunders, and 5, Jake Thomas Mansfield, who turn first. So really close early on in the race. You see the red hat of Harry in the middle of the pool. So those two swimmers in 4 and 5 And it is lane 5 that's just stretching away, and we've got lane 6 coming into the wall too. So it is lane 4, Harry Saunders, who turns first, and the boys either side, Jake Thomas and Harry Saunders. So just stretching away is lane 5. He's put a real spurt on and got now clear body length, and it is lane 6, Dan Clayton in the blue hat, who's moving into second, just ahead of Harry Saunders in the red hat for Newmarket. So Jake is clear of the rest of the field, but there is a real battle going on for second place between Daniel and Harry in the middle of the pool, and it looks like Daniel is just turning ahead, coming into the last 25. It looks like Jake is clear of the rest of the field, and he is going to finish first, and Dan is moving into second place. So we have Jake Thomas Mansfield of West Suffolk in first, Daniel Clayton Team Ipswich second, and Harry Saunders Newmarket third. So we are on to heat 12, which is the final heat of the boys 200 metre freestyle. So please welcome your swimmers. In lane 1 we have Joseph Baby from Newmarket. In 2, William Ellard, St Felix. In 3, Miles Turner, West Suffolk. In 4, Joe Cooper, Team Ipswich. In 5, Jordan Catchpole, Team Waveney. In 6, Matthew Baker, West Suffolk. In 7, Marion de Villiers for St Felix. And in lane 8, Jack Pallant, Team Waveney. So, coming into the wall first, it looks like the middle lanes turn first, but too difficult to call at this early on in the race. So a great start from lane 5 and 6. Still those middle lanes. And coming into the wall, the blue hat of Joe Cooper is turning first. Those middle lanes. So we've got Joe Cooper in 4, we've got Jordan Catchpole in 5, Matthew Baker in 6 and Marin in 7, all turning. But a great turn from Joe, who just stretches out in front of the other swimmers. It is Joe in 4 and Marin in 7 who turn together. It's a great turn from lane 6. Who's taken several metres off the rest of the field. That is Matthew Baker. And we've got lane 6 followed by Joe in lane 4. These two swimmers just pulling ahead of the rest of the field. So Matthew holding on, he is going to turn first, followed by Joe Cooper. And Matthew Baker has stretched away from the field. And it is Matthew Baker in lane 6, Joe Cooper in lane 4, and third is Marin de Villiers in lane 7.
The finals for the girls 100 metres breaststroke will start in 5 minutes' time. So let's get the girls 100 meters breaststroke. First set of swimmers in place, please. And some officials would be fantastic as well, thank you. Can we have the first set of swimmers, please? Thank you. Can we have the swimmers to the lanes, please? So we come to event 505, the final of the girls 10 and 11-year-old 100 meters breaststroke. In lane 1 from Team Ipswich, Ilan Fialti. In lane 2 from Stowmarket, Amelia Armstrong. In lane 3 from Team Ipswich, Izzy Gibbard. In lane 4 from Newmarket, Nina Allen. In lane 5 from Team Ipswich, Isla Coakley. In lane 6 from West Suffolk, India Clement. In lane 7 from Felixstowe, Miley Jacquet. And in lane 8 from West Suffolk, Poppy Moore. So, Izzy Gibbard from Team Ipswich, Nina Allen, Newmarket going well. Also in lane 8, Poppy Moore from West Suffolk. So the red hat of Nina Allen from Newmarket, setting the early pace, the first 50 metres of this. Really got a couple of metre lead on the rest of the field. Closely followed by Izzy Gibbard from Team Ipswich in lane 3. A really good turn there from Izzy, closed the gap a little bit on Nina. So as we come to the final turn for home, it's still Nina holding a small lead from Isla in lane, from Izzy in lane 3. So the final race for home. It's Nina Allen who's led from the start, still holding on to a lead. Being pushed really hard by Izzy Gibbard, who's closing that gap. And as we get to the final 5 metres, it's going to be Nina Allen from Newmarket who's going to take first place. In second place from Team Ipswich in lane 3, Izzy Gibbard. Very close for third place, but looks like it's going to be Team Ipswich, Isla Coakley in lane 5. So we come to event 506, the girls 12-year-old 100 metre breaststroke final. In lane 1 from Leiston, Felicity Morris. In lane 2 from Deben, Eve Sinclair. In lane 3 from Team Ipswich, Lily Steele. In lane 4 from Team Ipswich, Grace Mutton. In lane 5 from Newmarket, Erin Barber. In lane 6 from Team Ipswich, Nicole Peddlety. In lane 7 from Newmarket, Gusti Radonite. And in lane 8 from Newmarket, Samantha Martellino. So a strong start from Newmarket's Erin Barber in lane 5. Neck and neck with Grace Mutton from Team Ipswich in lane 4. So two of them neck and neck to come down the first 50 metres. Nothing between Grace and Erin. So they both turn. So the two of them definitely chasing for that first place. In lane 3 from Team Ipswich and lane 6 from Team Ipswich, they're currently in third place. But nothing to show between Grace and Erin. Absolutely turn exactly the same time. This is going to be really close in that fight, this final stretch. Both their entry times were so equal, they were always equally matched. Matching each other's stroke as they come into the final 5 metres, there is nothing to tell from each other. Looks like Erin might just squeeze this 1/100th of a second ahead of Grace Mutton in lane 4. And third place in lane 3, Lily Steele from Team Ipswich. Incredibly close race. We now move to event 507, the girls 13 years and under 100 metre breaststroke. In lane 1, Erin Uttridge from Team Ipswich. In lane 2 from St Felix, Grace Robinson. In lane 3 from St Felix, Amelia Johnson. In lane 4 from Team Ipswich, Clementine Lovell. In lane 5 from Team Ipswich, Rose Romanus. In lane 6 from Hadley, Chloe Knight. In lane 7 from Newmarket, Ella Deaton. And in lane 8 from Team Waveney, Eva Howlett. So as we come down the first 25, is Clementine in lane 4, he's going to turn first, just ahead of Amelia Johnson from St Felix in lane 3. So Clementine very slowly starting just to stretch away from the rest of the field. Lanes 3, 5 and 6 closely behind. So Clementine maintaining that lead, just stretching away a little bit. Nothing to choose between Amelia in lane 3, Rose in lane 5 and Chloe in lane 6. So this one's going to go to Clementine in lane 4. But for second, it's really tight between Rose in lane 5 from Team Ipswich and Amelia in lane 3. It looks like it's going to be Rose from Team Ipswich taking second place. And in third place, really tight between lane 3 and 6. And it's just Amelia Johnson from St Felix that takes third place. we come to event 508, the girl 14 years, 100-metre breaststroke final. In lane 1 from Leiston, Holly Ridgeon. In lane 2 from Team Ipswich, Beth Crawley. In lane 3 from Team Ipswich, Lottie Hitchcock. In lane 4, also from Team Ipswich, Evie Armstrong. In lane 5 from Team Ipswich, Darcy Gladwell. In lane 6 from Leiston, Annabelle Nichols. In lane 7 from West Suffolk, Ciara Broad. And in lane 8 from Leiston, Amelia Saunders. Nothing but you could draw a line across them all the way to the end of the first length. So in lane 4, Evie Armstrong just starting to stretch away from the rest of them, and also going well in lane 7, Ciara Broad from West Suffolk. Another strong turn from Evie there, and she just stretches away. Also coming through, Ciara Broad and West Suffolk, but also in lane 5, Darcy Gladwell from Team Ipswich. So, turning from home, it's Evie Armstrong from Team Ipswich holding off her teammates in lane 5, Darcy Gladwell, and then in lane 3, Lottie Hitchcock, but also coming through in lane 2 is Beth Crawley from Team Ipswich. So it's going to be Evie Armstrong lane 4, and then in lane 7, Ciara Broad from West Suffolk, and coming in third, lane 5, Darcy Gladwell from Team Ipswich. This is event 509, the girls 15 years 100-metre breaststroke final. Our swimmers in lane 1 from Stowmarket, Katie Stebbings. In lane 2 from Hadley, Georgia Binham. In lane 3 from Team Ipswich, Gigi Gibbard. In lane 4 from St Felix, Charlotte Sanford. In lane 5 from Team Ipswich, Ellen Duffield. In lane 6 from West Suffolk, Elizabeth Wright. In lane 7 from Stowmarket, Rebecca Brown. And lane 8 from West Suffolk, Beatrice Sapansky. So a strong start in lanes 5, 6 and 7, 4, 5 and 6. So it's Ellen Duffy returns first ahead of Charlotte Sanford, and then Elizabeth Wright in lane 6. So it's Charlotte in lane 4 and then lane 5 who set the early pace. They turn first and second, and in lane 6 from West Suffolk, Elizabeth Wright. Now good turns from Charlotte and Ellen as they lead the field coming into the final turn. So it's the two of them vying for first place and third place. Still Elizabeth Wright and West Suffolk. And we come down the final stretch. There's nothing really between them. Just Charlotte just holding off Ellen at the moment, but Ellen's coming back really strongly. As they get to the last 5 metres, it's really, really tight. It'll just depend on who can actually touch out first. And Charlotte just touches ahead of Ellen. And then in third place, Elizabeth Wright from West Suffolk. This is event 510. This is girls 16 years 100-meter breaststroke final. Your swimmers in lane 1 from Team Waveney, Kira Turner. In lane 2 from Leiston, Ellie Catchpole. Lane 3 from St Felix, Ellie Burwood. In lane 4 from Team Ipswich, Beth Young. In lane 5 from Team Ipswich, Laura Alexander High. In lane 6 from Leiston, Madeline Paul. And in lane 7 from West Suffolk, Elsie Pulley. So it's already Beth Young starting to turn first at the end of the first 25 metres. A really strong underwater phase. She comes out already with a 3-metre length leading the rest. Going well in lane 3 is Ellie Burwood from St Felix and Laura Alexander High from Team Ipswich in lane 5. They're currently in second place. So it's Beth stretching away from the rest of the field, really tight in second place between Ellie and Laura. So Beth turns for home. In second place it's currently Laura Alexander High from Team Ipswich in lane 5, followed by Ellie Burwood and St Felix in lane 3. But this race is Beth Young's. Beth comes home strongly to take the win here. She comes home in first. Second place is going to be Laura Alexander High from Team Ipswich, and in third, just going to be Ellie Burwood from St Felix. This is event 511, the girls 17 years and over 100-meter breaststroke final. Your finalists are in lane 1 from West Suffolk, Lucy Hutchinson. In lane 2 from Deben, Lily Bemmer. In lane 3 from Deben, Caitlin McNicholas. In lane 4 from West Suffolk, Charlotte White. In lane 5 from St Felix, Natalie Sanford. In lane 6 from West Suffolk, Keris Williams. In lane 7 from Newmarket, Georgina Stokes. And in lane 8 from West Suffolk, Imogen Gotch. So West Suffolk Charlotte White in lane 4, going to be the first to turn at the end of the first length. Closely followed by Caitlin in lane 3 and Natalie in lane 5. So Caitlin keeping up with Charlotte, as is Natalie. So it's going to be Natalie in lane 5, Charlotte in lane 4, who turn first. Caitlin McNicholas chasing them down as well, also going well in lane 6 is Keris Williams from West Suffolk. But it's Charlotte and Natalie who are setting the pace here. Natalie's just going to turn ahead of Charlotte, but there's not much in it as they come to the final 20 metres. This is very close between the two of them. Charlotte's pushing really hard to try and chase Natalie. Natalie just holding off, is going to come in first, followed by Charlotte in lane 4 for second, and finishing off in third place in lane 6, Keris Williams from West Suffolk.
So So we are now on to event 512, the boys 10 and 11, 100 metre backstroke final. So in lane 1 we have Heath Harrison from Stowmarket. In 2, Finley Miller from Felixstowe. In 3, Jake Backle from Stowmarket. In 4, Reese Watcham from St Felix. In 5, Diggory Davis from Deben. In 6, Dexter Winterburn from Team Ipswich. In 7, Lewis Palmer from West Suffolk. And in 8, Noah Turner from Leiston. So into their strokes early. It looks like lane 2 is going to turn first after the first 25. That's Finley Miller from Felixstowe. Yeah, 2, 3, 4 and 5 all together for the first turn. So coming into the halfway mark, it looks like lane 4 is marginally ahead of lane 3 and 5. That's Reese Wattersham for St Felix, but too close to call at this point. And lane 3 looks like just stretching ahead. That's Jake Backle from Stowmarket, just ahead of Reese in lane 4. And it is lanes 3 and 4 turning first. So we've got a real battle in the middle lanes. It looks like lane 4 is just stretching away from the other swimmers either side. And it looks like Reese is going to take this for the final. So it is lane 4, Reese Wattersham from St Felix. In second place, Jake Battle from Stowmarket. And in third, Diggory Davis from Deben. We are on to event 513, which is the boys' 12-year 100 metre backstroke final. In lane 1, we have James Sadler from Hadley. In 2, Alexander Gaydon, Team Ipswich. In 3, Orlando Whiting, St Felix. In 4, William Jones, Team Ipswich. In 5, Hayden Hall from Deben. In 6, Attila Moses, Team Ipswich. In 7, Ethan Wallace, St Felix. And in lane 8, Richard Level, West Suffolk. So they are off in this boys' 12-year-old final for 100 backstroke. Very close for the first 25 going into the turn. And it looks like lane 4 is going to turn first. Really close between those middle lanes, 4, 5 and 6. So in lane 4 we have William Jones in the blue hat of Team Ipswich. Next to him Hayden Hall in the yellow hat of Deben, and Attila Moses in the blue hat in lane 6. These three are going to turn first. So William Jones just out in ahead of Hayden Hall. Coming into the final turn for the last 25. And it is William who turns first, ahead of Hayden Hall. And there's a real battle on for third, but it looks like it is going to be William Jones in the blue hat of Team Ipswich, with a length from the other boys. It is Team Ipswich, William Jones in first, Hayden Hall from Deben in second, and in lane 6, Attila Moses, Team Ipswich. So we are on to event 514, which is the boys' 13-year-old 100-metre backstroke final. In lane 1, we have Jude Mason from Stowmarket. In 2, Charlie Ruddle, Team Ipswich. In 3, Jude Gunner, St Felix. In 4, Sam Jackson from Deben. In 5, Isaac Robertson from Newmarket. In 6, Finley Cherrington, Team Ipswich. In 7, Will Riley, Team Ipswich. And in 8, Finley Blagg from Stowmarket. So they are off in the boys' 13-year-old backstroke final. And it looks like the boys in the middle in lanes 3 and 4 start really strongly. Not much to turn between them. But a great turn with the red hats from Newmarket. That's Isaac Robinson in lane 5. He's closely followed by Sam Jackson in 4 with the black and yellow hat. And 2 swimmers in lane 3, that's Jude Gunner and Finley Cherrington, level at the halfway mark. So these swimmers really in the middle lanes, a great turn from lane 3. But just ahead at the moment is the red hat of Newmarket, Isaac Robinson. But lane 4 is just ahead at the moment. That is Sam Jackson from Deben. But Isaac Robinson working hard from Newmarket, but it looks like it is going to be Sam Jackson in lane 4 from Deben. Second place goes to Isaac Robinson in Newmarket, and third place Jude Gunner, St Felix. So I have a disqualification to announce, event 513. Heat 1, 12-year-old back final, lane 7. So we've got another disqualification, which is event 512, final in lane 7. So we are on to event 515, the boys' 14-year-old 100-metre backstroke final. So in lane 1, we have Joseph Clark from Stowmarket. In 2, Rufus Carr from St Felix. In 3, Daniel Turner, Team Waveney. In 4, Alex Hurrup, Team Ipswich. In 5, Oscar Winterburn, Team Ipswich. In 6, Harry Alexander, Team Ipswich. In 7, Ben Every, St Felix. In 8, lane 8, is Spencer Batterson, Team Waveney. So the 14-year-old backstroke final is underway. And heading into the first turn, it looks like 4 and 5 are going to turn first. Those middle lanes look to be leading the way. We've got a blue hat in the middle, that is lane 4, which is Alex Hurrup turning first at the halfway mark. And either side we have got Daniel Turner and Oscar Winterburn. But it looks like Alex is going to hold on and turn first at the last 25 mark. So he's got a commanding lead coming into the last length. Really tight for second position between Daniel Turner and Oscar Winterburn. but it is Alex Harrop from Team Ipswich in first. It is Oscar Winterburn, Team Ipswich in second, and Daniel Turner, Team Waveney in third. We are on to event 5 on 6, which is the boys' 15-year 100 metre backstroke final. In lane 1, we have Charlie Payne from Newmarket. In 2, Nathan Birchenhow from St Felix. In 3, Patch Robinson, Team Ipswich. In 4, Ashton Redhead, Team Ipswich. In 5, Jack Osborne from Deben. In 6, Ben Howlett, Team Ipswich. In 7, Noah Mann from Newmarket. And in 8, Samuel Black from Stowmarket. So the boys are underway for the 15-year-old 100 metre final. Nothing at the minute, but it looks like lane 5 is slightly ahead and going to turn first. 4 and 5. So we have Ashton in the blue hat for Team Ipswich and Jack Osborne in the black hat for Deben. And we've got Patch in lane 3 in the blue cap. These three are pulling away from the rest of the field. So coming up ahead, nothing between these three swimmers. We've got the 2 blue hats from Patch and Ashton and Jack Osborne in lane 5, coming into the final 25 metres. Lane 4 is just ahead on the turn. That is Ashton Redhead from Team Ipswich. He is battling it out with Jack Osborne from Deben, but it looks like Ashton is just going to come in to take the touch in lane 4, which he does for Team Ipswich. In second is Jack Osborne for Deben, and third is Patch Robinson, Team Ipswich. So we are on to event 517, the boys' 16-year-old 100 metre backstroke final. In lane 1, we have Joseph McGonigal from Newmarket. In 2, August Stevens, Newmarket. In 3, Luca Page, West Suffolk. In 4, Matthew Baker, West Suffolk. In 5, Archie Chamberlain, West Suffolk. In 6, Joe Flowers, St Felix. In 7, Finley Blake, Team Ipswich. And in lane 8, Thomas Deaton, Newmarket. So the boys' 16 100 metre backstroke final is off. So lanes 4 and 5 are going into the turn first. Lane 4, Matthew Baker is fastest on paper, with good turn from lane 3, but Matt Baker is already ahead in lane 4 with a body length advantage coming into the halfway mark. Now there's a real race on for second, with lane 3 and lane 6 and lane 5 turning together. But Matt Baker is well ahead of the rest of the field. So it looks like it's going to be Matt Baker in lane 4. We've got turning after him Luca Page, his teammate, in 3. But Matt Baker just stretches his lead. There's a real fight for third place. So that is Matt Baker in first from West Suffolk. In second place, his teammate Luca Page. And third place is Archie Chamberlain, also from West Suffolk. So a clean sweep for West Suffolk. So this is the last event of the day, event 518, the boys 17 and over, 100 metre backstroke final. So your swimmers are in lane 1, Robbie Brindley from West Suffolk. In lane 2, Michael Connick from Deben. In lane 4, Marin de Villiard from St Felix. In 5, Miles Turner, West Suffolk. In 6, Joseph Kenny, St Felix. In 7, Cornelius Verdonk from Newmarket. And in lane 8, Harvey Hall from Deben. Okay, so the 17 and over 100 backstroke final is off. The fastest on paper is lane 4, that is Marin de Villiers from St Felix, so he turns first. And he comes up ahead, but lane 1 has had a really good first part of the race. So turning first with a body length is Marin de Villiers, and second we have lane 5 and 1 with 300s between them. So Marin ahead in lane 4, and we've got Robbie Brindley and Miles Turner fighting it out for second place. Lane 2 is coming through, but it looks like it's going to be Marin de Villiers coming in to take the first place in lane 4 from St Felix. In second place is Miles Turner from West Suffolk, and third is Michael Connick from Deben.